Hello, welcome to episode 2 of the Lounge Chats podcast. You're joined here today by Troy and
Lounge Chats.
I've got a very good friend of mine in the lounge room with me today to have a bit of a chat, and his name is Josh Cameron, or Josh
Hello.
Chase, or as we affectionately like to call him, as Juice, because he found out a few weeks ago he's a little bit Jewish.
Like a real little bit.
So what's been going on, Juice?
I wrote your theme song. Lounge Chats.
Yeah. There's no real rhyme or reason to this.
You want to hear a joke?
Yeah, I do want to hear a joke.
How do you get a really depressed person out of a tree?
No.
You cut the rope.
Oh shit! I'm glad that I ticked explicit on the rating thing on the Podbean app because yesterday's conversation with Josh, or not yesterday, last episode's conversation with the brother, there was a few F-bombs and a C-bomb dropped in there. So,
Well, how many were there?
you know how me and Josh are. It's just in our vocabulary, so every second word.
So like fuck, cunt, shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker. All sorts.
Yeah.
It's a Blink-182 song. Don't own the rights.
You said you had a dream or something last night. Is that what you said? You had a dream?
I did have a dream.
Tell me about. Speaking about dreams, I'll let you do yours first.
Because I didn't really have a dream. I just wanted to trigger something in you because I knew you had a dream because you're a fucking weirdo.
Dude, I had 8 dreams.
That's a lot of dreams.
Hang on, and I got to find them because I wrote them down because you know how you forget them sometimes. Like even if you remember them in the morning, you generally forget them by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote them down. And
You wrote them down?
Don't know why that was sexual. But why not? What's this say?
All right. I'm not going to mention any names in these dreams because it was weird. There was all sorts of... Actually, I will... No, maybe.
Just initials. You might have to turn me down. I'm getting real... You know. There we go. That's better.
Yeah. There was a... So, my first dream, it was about a family friend, right? Just a family friend, no names. Old bloke. Not old, 50s.
That's old.
And for some reason, he was at my house. And he was walking down the ramp, and then he just dropped dead.
Classic.
Well, he didn't drop dead. He, had a stroke or something.
Is this a dream, or are you just telling me some backstory?
No, it was a dream. It was a dream. And he had, turns out he had, a mad stroke. He didn't actually... Well, I don't know if he died. I don't know. My dreams didn't go into much detail. Second dream was about being at someone's house that I haven't been to for a very long time, and it just was weird. I won't go into details there because it was a strange one.
Don't cough into the microphone again. That fucking hurt my ears.
Third dream. We won't talk about that one either. That's a bit personal. Fourth dream. Oh, my brother was driving me Forby because I got a new truck, Josh, and
It's not a truck.
and he filled her up with diesel, but for some reason he didn't take the pump out of the tank or the hole, and he fucking drove off and ripped the hose off and didn't pay for it, and then I in turn choked him out, and bloody we had a bit of a blue, and then he punched me in the head, and it's just a casual day for me and Josh, really. Then the fifth dream I had, there was just all these random girls trying to get me to buy them alcohol and shit, and I don't know who they were. And then my sixth dream, I was eating a sandwich, or a sandwich, and your cousin fucking showed up and was like, "Oh man, that sandwich looks sick." She's like, "Could I have half?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." She ate half me sandwich, just took half me sandwich, and
Fuck, you might have to turn you down a bit. You're squealing in my ear.
Yeah, what about...
Still figuring this out, ladies.
Yeah, I'm not technically, logically advanced. There was another couple of dreams. Oh, and then I had a dream that someone bought me a freaking jacket and they thought it was the bee's knees, but it was the same jacket I already have, that flannelette bloody...
So it wasn't a jacket made out of bees' knees?
No, it was one of them flannelette ones. You know the one I was wearing the other weekend? Yeah, that one. It was exactly like that. And I'm like, this is not special. This was like $20 from Big W. And then,
It's special?
and then my last part of the dream, I was in the shop, so she was buying this jacket, and like I see my two cousins. Like I don't know why any of these people come into my dreams, but I had like two cousins that lived in Mildura down in bloody Victoria. And they walked in one after the other, and then my uncle walked in, and I was like, hey. And then I had a conversation with my auntie. And, like, I can't remember what the conversation was, but it was just weird. And then, like, I woke up. I had a very action-packed night. And it's weird because I don't usually dream. Well, I mean, I do sometimes, but I can never really remember detail. But these ones were pretty vivid. So, that's my story.
Nice.
Yeah.
I once had a dream where I was eating a mango, but the mango wouldn't stop. It was just bite, more mango, bite, more mango. And then I woke up and it turns out I pissed the bed.
Oh, mate. Yeah. I used to, when I was younger, I want to say a lot younger, but it really wasn't that much, that long ago, when I was like 23. Basically, when I was dabbling in the whole, in the drugs and all that sort of thing. But I used to always have this dream where I'd be having a piss. And then I'd wake up and I'd just start to piss. But I'd never piss the bed, but I'd be like, shit.
But you'd be right on the cusp.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, I hope I don't have a dream where I've shit myself. Because that could be awkward.
Have I told you? I was my other little cousin, little Noah. When he was younger, I ended up convincing him that if you shit yourself in a dream, you're about to die. Like, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, when people die, they shit themselves. Like once they die, they shit themselves."
Is that a fact? Like, is that...
This is where this podcast needs a young Jamie.
Yeah, we need someone to be able to Google shit.
Young Jamie, pull that up.
Oh yeah. Strange. But, like, apparently you get a raging boner when you die if you're a bloke.
I get a raging boner just...
You get fucking boners
Whenever
for the
it's
weird... Yeah, in front of the fucking fire. It's very concerning.
It's not concerning, it's just... Look, I like fire.
I get fear boners.
I get fear boners.
Nah. But, like, apparently sometimes if they got, like, a big schlong, they got to fucking crack it to fit them into the coffin. I don't know how true that is. I might be very gullible, but...
Look, wouldn't you just drain the blood?
Well, you wouldn't think there'd be much blood left in the body if they're dead, doesn't it?
Well, exactly. So how the fuck are they...
I don't...
How do they have a heart on if they don't have any blood?
I think I've been caught out here. I'm gullible. I don't know. But...
That's like vampires. I don't reckon vampires could get a boner. Because, like, they're dead.
Yeah.
They don't have blood rushing, so how the... Twilight.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they have a baby on Twilight? Or was that... That might have been the werewolves. I don't know. I don't know much about Twilight.
I've actually never watched Twilight.
Look, it's...
I haven't watched a lot of things. You were talking about Star Wars this morning in your
talking about
messenger.
Star Wars.
I've never seen one episode of Star Wars. That little thing that you sent.
I'm glad you called it an episode, though, because that's what they call an episode.
I thought it was Yoda.
No, it's Baby Yoda. Which is not Baby Yoda, it's called The Kid. It's from The Mandalorian, the new thing on the Disney streaming.
You may as well be talking
Disney
Spanish
Plus.
to me, mate, because I got...
¿Puedo un burrito, por favor?
I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast last night, and he had a pretty, like, where did accents come from? Like, in the whole history of man, like, accents in different languages.
Accents would come from languages, mate.
Yeah, but where did different languages come from?
Oh, some people making noises in their community, and then other people made the same noises. We're like, oh, fuck. Abadabadoo means rock. So then everyone started saying abadabadoo.
It's just weird, though, like, because, like, as he was saying, in America... all the different places have a slightly different accent, or sometimes they're really fucking
Yeah, well,
different.
you look like California would be the standardized accent. That would just be your standard American accent, and then you go all the way to New York.
New York.
New York is fucking Italians, man. Italians moved into New York, so
Boston.
started speaking Boston. They all come from Ireland, man. So
They say stuff like
park the car in the yard.
yeah, my package is light. I don't even know. I'm not good
like
at
them
accent.
apples.
I am.
But yeah, it all comes from and you got the Midwest, like up in Minnesota and all that.
Do you know, like even
Vikings.
even Australia has different accents though.
Yeah, well, because we come from England.
You got to talk into the microphone, mate.
Oh, can you not hear me?
No, I couldn't hear
That's because we come from England.
you. Yeah. So like when so and I only really notice it in South Australia. Like, have you noticed that South Australia have a different accent to the rest of Australia?
Yeah, Queensland's very ochre.
Yeah. But even like Victoria, I don't really notice a difference. I think, actually, no. When I was younger, I reckon I was a bit more posh with my speech. I reckon since I've moved to Queensland, don't take this the wrong way, being a Queenslander bred man, but fucking, I reckon I've got lazier.
Oh, fuck, because it's hot up here, man.
Yeah, I reckon my
We can't be
speech,
fucked talking.
my speech has just gotten more bogan. Like, I had this
prefer the term ochre, please.
well, more ochre. I had this bloody Scottish Canadian girlfriend, and she fucking we went down to Brisbane. I took the day off. I took 2 days off work to go down to Brisbane to fucking so she could go to a work training thing. And on the way back, she said, "There's something that really annoys me with you." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Your accent, like, you so bogan. Could you like try to
Your accent, eh?
could you try to talk a bit more smarter?" So the whole way back in the car, I was like, "Oh, look at that. It's only like 180 kilometres to get home, and then I can't wait to get back to Kingaroy to have a cup of tea and a biscuit."
Oh, yeah, some cucumber sandwiches, I do
And then she cracked the shits because she thought I was taking the piss. I was just trying to do it. But
Just trying to be smart.
in the end, like, her accent was fucking annoying because it was a cross between...
Scottish and Canadian.
I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't understand what she was saying.
Right, you go, eh?
I thought she was asking me for a Band-Aid one day, and no, fuck, I can't remember. I thought she was asking me for a Band-Aid, but she was saying bank details. Can I have a bank? Can I have your bank details? Oh, fucking, and I thought you.
Band-Aid.
I thought you were saying no bandages. Have you got the bandages?
That makes more sense.
Yeah. She's like, "Have you got bandages?" And I like, but she was actually saying, "You got the bank details?" And I'm like, "Bandages?" And then fuck it. It was, but yeah, don't know. It's
Yeah, well,
strange.
just the Australian accent. It's just the fucking Cockney accent slowed right the fuck down.
Cockney. It is, eh?
It
Like
is,
the fucking pommy Cockney.
I can't remember which comedian fucking pointed that out,
But we cut words off and we just shorten. We are that lazy.
we are lazy, and we put R's where they don't be.
But I add shit to words that don't need shit added to them. Like I don't. I've got no examples right now. But I call things that we typically call like, because in Australia we call our flip flops thongs. I call them jandals, even though that's like
that's
a New Zealand
Kiwi
thing. But I adopt other people's languages just so I don't sound like a bogan sometimes. Like, oh, I forgot me jandals. Can you just chuck my chili bun in the back? Oh, it's a bit cold tonight. I might have an extra duvet.
I would like an extra duvet. Nah, see, duvet's a normal thing. I say duvet, I think.
You know,
Hang on. Maybe I don't know what a duvet is. What's a duvet?
I believe it's a doona. Or like a quilt.
I'll just say doona.
But-
and then if it's a quilt, I call it a blanket.
I don't know. But I was thinking about, you know how Americans say aluminum?
Yeah, aluminum.
And we're just like aluminium?
Aluminium.
Because we're lazy. We don't like to pronunciate.
I want to see how that's spelt because maybe they're saying it wrong. Aluminium.
Aluminum. But then when it comes to
we say it right. Aluminium.
yeah. But
So it's the fucking Americans.
But then we fucking take it to a next level with our laziness and we just go, hey, tinfoil.
Tinfoil.
Yeah.
I don't even say tinfoil. I just call it foil. Sometimes you call it alfoil.
Alfoil.
Where the fuck does al come from?
Yeah, I don't. It
must be the brand name.
That was what I was thinking the other day, alfoil. But I've never actually come across.
I've never come across
alfoil.
anything called alfoil. It's always aluminum. Oh, fucking blew my
Aluminium foil.
Aluminium foil.
Fucking
Alfoil.
hell.
Fuck, we've cracked the code.
Oh, yeah, there's probably people out there who will listen to this that won't actually.
Did we just blow your mind?
They'll only be just figuring that out themselves. We're not dumb,
Two
Josh.
people listening.
We're not dumb. Hey, I had 5 listeners on Podbean, mate. Thank you very much. And I had 30 listeners on YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah, because I posted it everywhere
You
last
need to
night.
film it, I think, because you need the visual stimulation to stay involved
Yeah,
in the conversation.
Well, I want to get the proper technology. This is very simple. So
Very simple.
I'd have to get a camera, and ideally, you'd want to. I don't know. You're the camera guy,
Well, look, you'd chuck one here. You chuck one. Nah.
or would you just have a room one?
Do it simple, just a big fuck off
Wide
room
pen.
one.
And then I was thinking, instead of me sitting on a couch here, I'd just bring the recliner over, and then there's 2 recliners. Just sit back in the recliner, lounge chat. Da-dum. But yeah, that's for when I get a job, Juice. I got to get some money before I can buy that shit. At the moment, I'm just trying to. It took so long to make that YouTube video because on my video editor, you import one of the photos and then it only goes for 30 seconds, and it was a 36-minute fucking video.
Yeah.
So audio clips, they had to stretch it out, and then by the time it all renders together, and oh mate, it's a process.
It's a bit. Yeah, how you going?
But I got nothing else to do. I got you in because I like to talk about conspiracy theories.
Theories?
And you're a conspiracy theorist.
I wouldn't say conspiracy theorist. I'd say I like the unusual.
Yes.
So, I actually read a thing this morning, and it was about Tutankhamun. They're moving Tutankhamun's body for the first time since it's been dug up. #2020. And when they first found Tutankhamun, they found 2 daggers in his fucking wrapped up in his cloth bandages, his mumminess.
Whatever they
and
use.
one was made of gold. One dagger was made of gold, and the other dagger was made of what they thought was iron. And back in those days, iron would have been more valuable because apparently it was more rare or some shit. I don't fucking know. I'm not an ancient Egyptian, so. But then they just discovered that the ancient Egyptians used to call this dagger iron from the sky. Troy, iron from the sky.
Yes.
You go, what does that sound like to you?
There's fucking iron falling from the sky.
In the form of
Rain.
a meteorite. Fucking hell.
Is that what the pyramid is?
No, Troy. The knife. The knife is the iron from the sky. But what if, Troy? There's the whole thing about how the pyramids were made by aliens, because fucking look how hard that shit is. So what if the dagger, the iron in the sky, was a gift from the aliens who bought the pyramids, fucking built the pyramids? Well, they could have paid for it. I don't know how the pyramid currency works. But they come in and fucking, here, have a knife. It's made of iron from the sky. I don't know why Russians are aliens, but it works. Are you Googling conspiracy theories right now?
No, I'm just looking through the news.
The news.
Oh, fucking. But, like, before we go to the news, it always interests me how things were made back in, like, fucking...
The olden days?
Medieval times, like Egyptian day. Like, where did cloth come from?
Cloth.
Cloth.
Oh, cloth.
Yeah. And how'd they make clothes and shit without machinery?
Just fibers, man. I think trees. You can make cloth from trees and shit, can't you? Like,
I don't know.
you got cotton trees.
Surely they wouldn't have been good looking fucking clothes. Or
Yeah, they would have been raggy.
whatever they wore back in the... I don't...
But look, they figured it out, didn't they?
Yes.
Well, because you got tree fibers and stuff. You can make shit from cotton. Basically wearing trees. You got silkworms and shit. I mean, string that shit together pretty good, and you got yourself a loincloth.
Yeah,
Like Tarzan.
I don't read a lot. I probably should.
Yeah, I don't read.
However, me and Josh spoke about this the last episode. Me and my brother Josh, not Juice here, the one we got here.
That's me. I'm Juice.
We spoke about George Floyd, the guy that got
Yeah, that's fucked.
crushed, his neck crushed. But did you see the new video that came out today?
No.
3 coppers on him. They got other footage of the 3 coppers on him.
Yeah, well, the first one was the one you could see that was behind the car.
But they've charged him with 3rd degree murder and manslaughter.
That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
I don't understand how it can be 3rd degree.
Look, it can't be 3rd degree. It was... Look, did you see that they worked together?
No.
At a nightclub. The cop, whatever the fuck his name, who cares what his name is? It's not important enough. He's just a cunt. But he was front of security or some shit for a nightclub in Minnesota.
The cop's name was Derek Chauvin.
Derek Chauvin.
Chauvin.
You're going to get something shoving up your ass, son. Fuck you, you dirty cunt of a human.
But I still, like, as I said to Josh on the last episode, the look in that copper's eye was just like, I know I'm going to kill this guy. I know he's dying. Like, I can...
Well, look, they worked together. They knew each other.
Look
Look
at that photo. The way he's just looking at him with his hand in his pocket, like, yeah,
No,
fuck you.
no. It's not in his pocket. He's got black gloves on.
Does he?
Yeah, I thought it was in his pocket too, and I was like, that's a bit fucking casual for murder. But no, he's got gloves on.
Oh. Ooh.
Not defending him in any way. I just want to point out he's wearing gloves, not got his hand in his pocket.
See, they burnt down the fucking Minneapolis police station. The riots and
Look,
shit.
something needed to be done. This has happened all too often. And look, people are saying the riots... Look, the riots aren't there being destruction for destruction's sake. They tried doing the peaceful protest, the kneeling during the national anthem, the silent protests, all the Black Lives Matter movements, and then this fucking happens. So make a bit more noise. Make noise.
The White House went into lockdown as thousands of protesters marched and chanted in the US Capitol.
Good. Something needs to change.
The Minneapolis mayor, though, is... he believes, like, he's calling it flat out murder.
Yeah.
So
he seems like a good guy.
He's good, and he's a white fella too, so that's refreshing.
Look, here's the fucking the thing I don't like. People, yeah, Black Lives Matter, yeah, like that's the whole thing. I can't stand people who refute. I don't know. Like their argument is, well, all lives matter. Yeah, all lives matter. I get it. But if you're saying all lives matter as a rebuttal to Black Lives Matter, you're missing the fucking point.
Yeah.
Like
I'm a dumb dog, but I know.
how many people do you know who are white who got crushed to death on their neck?
Well,
None.
look,
white people don't have oppression. Look, saying like, oh, I read something the other night and it was fucking brilliant. It's saying Black Lives Matter. I gotta fucking find it.
The Minneapolis mayor summed it up perfectly by saying, if he was white, he wouldn't be dead. If he was a white man,
well, yeah, there was I saw a picture, and it was, hey, if someone's causing a fuss about this Black Lives Matter shit, show them this picture, and it's a white dude who just got arrested for double homicide.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on the side of the road, and the cop has got a water bottle giving him a drink.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, listen here.
Maybe there was more to the story though, but I
There's-
mean, like, it's still the amount of black people.
More to the story doesn't fucking matter. He got killed.
The amount of black people that get killed every year by dodgy cops just because they're black. There's people that get pulled up on the side of the road just minding their own business, and because they're black, the cops will draw guns at them and they'll say, like, show us your hands, and then they'll say at the same time, oh, get us your I need to see your registration papers. And so then they go over to the glove box, and because they've reached their hand into the glove box to get their registration papers,
he's got a gun, shoot him.
Bang, shot, dead. And then to cover their asses, because most of the time they're not carrying weapons. They'll fucking plant a weapon,
Yeah, they just
and then they'll say, "Oh, me body cam was off. I got no footage of that. It
Whoopsie, it
malfunctioned.
turned off.
I don't know what happened there."
The battery died. I forgot to charge it.
But it's just ridiculous.
And look, not all cops are bad. I don't know why I'm defending him. Fuck that. That guy murdered George. The other three stood by and watched it happen. They should be charged well.
I've seen good cops do nice things.
Look,
like
yeah,
American
there's some
cops.
good cops.
But I asked Josh this as well.
Look, it's a very touchy subject. I mean,
I asked Josh this too. If you were a bystander on the footpath and you seen that, would you risk your life to try and save that man's life? Like, would you go there and try to tackle that cop?
yeah, but it would be different. It'd be different in Australia.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were in America, because obviously cops will shoot you.
Look, I'm gonna say honestly, I'd yell, I'd protest about it. I wouldn't dare touch a fucking cop.
Well, I mean that other guy who was on the footpath yelling and protesting, even that chick, she was a fireman or something, or a first responder, and she was protesting. But every time they tried to walk towards the cop that had his knee in the knee,
pepper spray.
he was going to spray him.
Yeah.
And then there was other coppers that you wouldn't have seen in the frame that would have had their fucking guns out for
there
sure.
was like 3 cars there.
They would have had their guns out for sure. You go near that copper, fucking bang,
if
dead.
You go, yeah. Look, it's not that I'd want to. White or black, doesn't matter. You're getting abused by a cop. You'd want to step in, but over in America, the police are such fucking power hungry people that they just shoot you. It's easier to do the paperwork.
And they're so above the law. I was watching. Well, they think they are. I was watching.
To be fucking put down a notch.
I was watching his video on Facebook the other week. This sheriff, who was the boss of this cop, he was drink driving, fucking all over the road, like a mad prick. And his deputy or whatever, well, no, this guy was only like a rookie or something in his first year, pulled him over. And the sheriff was trying to talk him out of the charge or something, and the rookie was just like, "No, this is what I'm paid to do."
That rookie got fucking fired the next day.
No, he got commended for doing a good job, and then
Look, it's such a tight knit community. The police,
the sheriff quit. He quit the next day due to alcoholism. Was his fucking excuse?
Yeah, right. Well, the fact that he's a fucking idiot. I don't care. Whatever. Look, Black Lives Matter. Don't be an asshole and come back at that with all lives matter. You're missing the point. You're white. You haven't had the struggle that black people have had. Black people, they were taken from Africa as slaves. They've been slaves up until fucking Abe Lincoln. And even nowadays, they're still getting treated as second-class citizens. It's not right. So, fuck your all lives matter. Black lives matter. They do.
What's this? U.S. prosecutors cite Justine Damond shooting while charging Minneapolis cop Derek Chauvin. What's that about? The Minneapolis police officer captured on video kneeling on the neck of a handcuffed African American man has been charged with the same murder and manslaughter counts as the officer convicted of shooting dead.
Hang on, what's that? The guy who filmed it?
No, the copper. He's been charged with the same murder and manslaughter counts as the officer convicted of shooting dead Australian life coach Justine Damond. I don't know.
Was that over in
in America?
Hennepin County Attorney. I don't. What's this? What's that mean? So, what was her story? She was a white chick. What's that about? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, it's
It's a fucking. It's a rabbit hole.
look, if you don't have an opinion about the Black Lives Matter movement, then you're basically on the side of the oppressor.
Yes.
Like, not having a side is choosing the side of the oppressor. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm not very smart.
Not having a side.
Yeah, so like,
Well, but I mean, like,
no.
some people aren't educated on the matter though. Like,
but you don't need to be educated. You can see that it's morally wrong. It's
well, I
humanly
mean,
wrong.
I'm looking
put
at
the
that
knee
video.
into a man's neck.
Looking at that fucking video, it didn't matter if he was black, white, green, yellow. Fucking
Look, it's wrong.
it was wrong. It was,
It's wrong.
it's-
See,
you
but-
don't treat humans like anyone like that. Animals, humans, fucking like. I mean, geez, I've got mates that hunt and that, which is as long as you do it first go, you kill them,
Look,
fucking
you
clean, but you don't torture someone or an animal or fucking, you know, it's torture basically when you cut it all down to its roots.
is.
It's fucking torture.
Cruel and unusual. Charge him as a war criminal. Fucking put him in the chair.
I was saying that this morning. He needs to fucking fry, but then I mean that contradicts my last statement. But I mean, like the eyes on that copper, he looked possessed.
No. He knew exactly what he was doing.
I reckon he's just a fucking
And
racist.
he had the fucking 18 counts of fucking shit before that.
Was that all like against African Americans, or you don't
I'm
know?
not sure. I haven't read it. I haven't read into it, but all I know is that
Because I was talking
18
to.
counts of
What-
fucking.
I had a discussion with Josh, and like, how many? You know how the KKK is still like a pretty big fucking thing.
They're
They got
huge.
they got chapters all over America. How many?
They got it in Australia here.
Yeah, how many cops do you reckon would be a part of
Fucking so many, dude. Especially in all them southern states.
So they think they can get away with killing black people and like their uniform protects them. Well, unfortunately, son, it hadn't fucking protected this time because you're going to jail,
It
cunt.
didn't protect him this time because there was so many witnesses.
Yeah, well, that was, that begs another point. If there was no cameras on him,
Yeah.
where he
If
would
this was out on the side of the road, on a back road somewhere.
he had a gun.
He had a gun.
He had a gun,
He
Your
was
Honour.
being aggressive.
Yeah, he
I
resisted.
had no choice.
At what point in that video was he resisting? All I heard
He
was,
didn't-
"Get off my neck! I can't breathe."
Did you see the beforehand?
No.
He wasn't resisting when they initially put the cuffs on him.
What was he arrested for in the first place?
A shop. It was. I believe. I don't know. It was something to do with fraud. He wrote a bad check,
Oh, for fuck's sake! And he
But-
lost his life for it.
but, I skimmed over something, said it wasn't even him.
Oh fuck!
It was just another dude.
I hope the magistrate judge, whatever they get, is fucking African American, and
Dude, even if he's not African, even if he's a white guy, what the cop did was fucking disgusting. He's just a putrid human being. Whether the judge is black, white, Muslim, whatever, fucking throw the book at the cunt.
I just can't believe it's third degree. Like,
That's just fucking manslaughter. That's
I believe he intentionally.
That's-
I believe he intentionally took that man's life. At
He did.
one stage, that George Floyd said, "You're killing me. Like I'm gonna die.
yeah.
I can't oh, fuck. I don't know." And he didn't even budge. He just looked like, "Yeah, I know." Like the look at his eye was like, "Yep, I
And
know what I'm doing."
the fucking Asian cop that was like, "This is why you don't do drugs, kids."
Did he?
Yeah, as George Floyd is yelling out, "I can't breathe. My fucking stomach hurts. My head hurts. Everything hurts."
Fucking
The
hell.
fucking cop, just the one with the pepper spray, was like, "This is why you don't do drugs, kids." Fuck that guy.
Wonder who the
Fuck
senior
that
officer
guy.
was in that situation.
Probably the fucking cunt who killed the cunt.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fuck that.
Shit, I've been seeing some fucking weird lights out in the night sky.
Fucking oath, there's been some weird shit out there.
Last night I was sitting on the veranda right outside here, right outside the lounge room where we hold our lounge chats. And there was 2 white lights. And first view, I was like, oh, it's just a plane. But then it slowed right down. And then you could see 3 fucking lights going around like in a triangle formation. But they were all like white lights. It kind of looked like, I don't know. It was a triangle, and I was like, maybe it's just a plane, but it slowed right down. It was basically just hovering in the thing in the distance. But we have an army base nearby in Oakey, though, so it could be like army drones or any sorts of drones. I don't know, man. There's been so much weird shit in the fucking skies lately.
Fucking aliens.
Yeah. I don't disbelieve. Well, I mean, I do. I believe that there's more than us out there, and I believe that they're visiting us because fucking. I've seen some weird, like, and it's only been this year. Like 2020's gone fucking, like everything's fucked up in 2020, and this year more than ever, I've seen weird shit in the sky. Yeah.
That's a yeah. So like. You know how back in the day, like in the 60s and fucking whenever Roswell and all that shit was,
Yes.
people would see UFOs all the fucking time. It really slowed down in the modern era. Like, does that mean that the aliens, or aliens? It doesn't mean that aliens know that we all have a fucking camera in our pocket at all times now.
Probably.
So like, they're making themselves. They're either not coming back as much, or they're fucking up their technology to disappear.
They're probably
really
walking
easily.
amongst us. They're probably fucking
reptilians,
dude.
My
My mum,
out David Icke.
my mum still swears to this day. I think her and her sisters got chased by a UFO from Kyabram all the way to Rushy after they finished work one night, and like they reckon there was a heap of other sightings in Rushy. And they, like, people seen it hovering off. But Mum swears to God that she fucking was shitting herself, got chased by this fucking big cylinder thing with lights and fucking fire or flames or something coming out. I don't know.
Like, I understand back in the day, a lot of the UFO sightings and stuff would have been not UFOs. They just, well, to them they were UFOs, but they just didn't know what it was. Like, I don't know. When I was living on the coast, me and my cousin were, chilling on the balcony, super drunk, and a meteor flew across the sky, lit the sky up bright green.
Meteor. A meteor. A meteor, yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Well,
but like it was bright green. So like if you're fucking in the 50s, whatever, and you see a bright green light shoot across the sky,
you're going to think
you're
alien.
going to be like, holy fuck, what was that?
Well, that's like me and...
Because there was not like there was TV, there was radios and shit. Like you could have found out about it, but a lot of people didn't.
I reckon I would have been 5 or 6 when me, my brother, and my dad, we were out on the front veranda in Rashi, and there was this massive big red freaking light that come out of nowhere, and we used to live like a few houses down the road on Merch Road there. Lived the Ralphs, and it looked like it was hovering above their house. So, and we didn't know what it was. We were like, shit, it's like a planet or something. But
Planets don't hover.
no, man, no, because it's sort of, we couldn't tell if it was in the sky or it was hovering there. But then, so we went inside, and Dad rang the Ralphs and was like, have you got something on your roof? And they're like, what? No. And then by the time we got back outside, it was gone. Don't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, there's some weird shit. 100%. Then you got the people who are like, aliens don't exist. It's like,
I'm open to everything. Obviously, like, because I'm a Christian person. Well, I try to be. Christian just comes back down to my faith, my beliefs. So I believe that there's a God and that Jesus died for us on the cross and all that stuff. But then I also believe, it's kind of weird because I also believe that there's aliens, and I also sort of look into the horoscope thing sometimes. Not like paper, not the horoscopes you read out of the fucking newspapers and that, but like star sign, like, you know, the different moods and I don't know, like, you know how the moon can affect fucking moods and shit. Like, you ever find on full moons you're a bit more emotional than you are when there's not a moon?
Well, look, it has to. It affects. You'd have to think it would affect. Like, I don't believe in astrology and shit. I don't think the stars wherever they fucking sit will tell you how your week's gonna go. I think that's a load of fucking crock.
Yeah, no, the newspaper ones. That's bullshit.
Yeah, they're just fucking.
You're gonna have a good week this week.
Well, I sent you that video the other week about that guy who was quoting Nostradamus, and he knew this guy who predicted this whole coronavirus thing, and he knew 6 months ago it was going to happen. Now he's predicted October is going to be worse. The whole world, civilization as we know, it's going to be shut down for a year and a half, and we've never experienced anything like this in our whole life. So I'm just waiting to October to see how
That'll be alright. I fucking hate working.
how accurate it is. I fucking love the fact that we've got the COVID-19 at the moment because it got me out of work.
Not the deaths and stuff. Let's just
Help. No,
not people.
We'll get back to that, but it's helped me reassess. Like, I don't want to do the work I'm doing. I can't do disability services and bloody aged care. I like doing youth work, but obviously I can't get back into there because you need a bit of paper now.
I like getting people drunk.
I thought if you could do your job well, and I was a good youth worker, I thought if you could do your job well, that was all you needed. But apparently you need a bit of paper to say you can do it now. And half the things that you learn while doing your studies, you forget anyway. Like half the training I did to start to work in that industry, I forgot half it.
Well,
and
it'll all change as well.
it doesn't work. But
Like what you got taught a year and a half ago, they've probably thrown that out and started something different. Anyway, let's get back to the moon, right? So what I was saying is fucking... It affects moods and stuff. It'd have to because
it affects the tides.
it affects tides and all that shit. Like, what the fuck was that?
My shoe
I thought it
squeaked
was a
on the floor.
demon.
That was a demon.
Because this lounge chats room has
Squeaks.
floorboards.
It squeaks.
Doesn't have carpet.
What was that though? Nah, fucking ghouls, man. There's a ghoul in the house. There's a ghoul.
That's another thing. I believe in ghosts and things like that. Obviously, we believe in ghosts. Josh, we did a bit of ghost hunting.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we've seen some weird shit. We've experienced some weird shit in the spiritual world, but that's enough that we can.
You ever been
move on.
poked by a ghost?
Mate, I've had a few things happen to me by. Wait, back onto the coronavirus deaths thing.
Oh fuck! This is all over the place. I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's just how this
Keep up,
potty runs.
listeners.
Yeah, this is how the potty runs. I asked Josh in the last episode. Well, I didn't ask him, but like my theory is that half the COVID deaths that are written down are fabricated. Like people are dying from cancer and heart attacks and all sorts of things, and they're just ticking them off. How many of the deaths do you think accurately? Like, how many deaths do you think are actually COVID deaths that have been reported? What
No.
percentage? I said 50% yesterday. Like, I don't believe that the statistics are fucking accurate at all.
I don't believe the statistics in China are accurate. They hid the fucking thing for God knows how long. Yeah, no, I don't know. They'd have to. They'd put some down, like just even if you had a cold and you died, they'd probably be like, corona.
Well, I just don't understand how that 30-year-old got. I don't want to get back. I don't want to open that can of worms again. But I just
The one
don't.
up in Blackwater.
Yeah, I don't know how he ended up fucking contracting it when it was the only case known in Blackwater, and apparently a nurse came through.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same nurse from fucking Rockhampton, the one that
Yeah.
infected the fucking.
She did a 400-kilometre round trip to go and watch a sunset somewhere,
That's another cunt of a human.
she passed through Blackwater, but he would have had to have come into contact with her because you can't catch it through the air.
Who knows? She probably went to a servo, fucking coughed on
Yeah, it's
a
just.
muesli bar, and he went and ate that fucking muesli bar.
And Josh was saying yesterday, I don't know how your girlfriend lives with you and doesn't realise you're real ill and doesn't take you to hospital. Turns out she wasn't home. She fucking come home and found him. But I mean, he was sick leading up to it, and he was having seizures and shit like months before anyway. So who knows what fucking killed him in the end? He probably had a seizure or something, and just because he had a chest infection, they're like, oh, COVID. But I don't know.
Look, even if he had a flu at first and then caught coronavirus, it'd fuck you up a bit more because the flu's gonna make you more susceptible.
Well, and they're saying, it's the first young death that we've had in Australia, but
Well,
people,
he's the youngest.
young people die every year from pneumonia in Australia. Like it doesn't discriminate.
Look,
it's fucking.
This is where coronavirus is dangerous in the way of its spreadability. It's just easy to fucking spread. Like one person is, I don't know what the last count was, like 16 people or something. One person can infect 16 people or some shit. I don't know, but that's where the danger comes from. That's why I didn't like people saying, "Oh, it's not as bad as like more people die from the flu." And it's like, well, if you look at the numbers,
I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure they said
I don't
that.
know. I'm not very smart.
I'm pretty sure they said he hasn't worked in at the mines since he started having these seizures and
Well,
stuff.
the nurse didn't go to the mines, did she?
But one would think, if he was at the mines or he was in contact with people, mates that worked at the mines, imagine how much of a breakout we're going to have in Australia again because of all the FIFO workers and shit. Like, if someone catches it and then you get one leave on a plane, spreads it through a plane, fucking goes over into there.
I thought the FIFO workers couldn't actually fly in and fly out. I thought they had to either like stay there.
Oh, I don't know.
I
But
thought they.
But either way, like if they're all in Blackwater, and sometimes like we talk about the asymptomatic people who are just carrying it and they don't actually know that they've got it, and they're going around to shops and they're putting their fucking hands and coughing on shit, and like I reckon they're gonna. And only if he's been in contact with other people who are going to spread it. I reckon there'll be another outbreak soon. And especially because it's getting colder, because they reckon that this virus is worse.
No, you see, I don't think the coronavirus is gonna outbreak as big as it did. I reckon people are just gonna start getting the normal flu, and people will class that as the second wave, but it'll just be normal influenza. I reckon normal influenza is gonna fucking come in, and because we're still in the end stages of COVID, I think people are just gonna be like,
Oh, fuck, it's doing it again.
that's just normal influenza.
What's your stance on flu injections? I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I believe that you should vaccinate
Oh,
your
look,
children.
you gotta vaccinate your kid.
But
fucking
what-
keep that flu shot away from them.
Flu shots. I haven't had one for 7 or 8 years. No. I got forced to have one when I was working at the dump. So when was... Fuck, that was way before I met you. That was back in 2012. So
I was still at high school.
it's been a long time. 8 years, say. And 8 years. And but it made me really crook. Well, I assume it was the flu injection that made me really crook. Like, I literally thought I was going to die. So I made the conscious decision to not ever get the flu injection again. And ever since I haven't had the flu, because every year I'd get the flu injection and I'd end up really sick at some point during the winter. And, like, I mean really sick, like fucking not able to get out of bed, fucking just like, yeah, just fucked. And ever since I've stopped getting the flu injection, I don't, like, I get a sniffle. Everyone gets a sniffle through winter. It's just the way it is. But, like, I've never been really sick again. And I don't know if that's just because I've gotten older and my immune system's stronger than it was when I was younger.
Yeah,
or,
I haven't had a flu shot. I don't know. I can't even remember ever getting a flu shot.
you probably would have had some when you
when I was a kid, obviously. Like, when I was
I used to be
a
terrified.
cub. But fucking... Yeah, I used to get ear infections and all sorts of shit when I was a kid.
Dude.
I was a sick little... No,
I
can't say I was a sick little kid. I had ear infections.
I used to get
and tonsillitis.
I used to get ear infections and fucking tonsillitis until I got them cut out. I used to get conjunctivitis so bad.
Like the pink eye.
No, yeah, well, you wake up in the morning, you can't open your fucking eyes.
Yeah, pink eye.
So, yeah. But, like,
Someone farted on your pillow.
no, I don't
Maybe
know
it was
what
your mum. Could you imagine?
I'll zoom. But,
She just come in and fart on your
well, I
boy's
used
pillow.
to get ear infections, though. And, like, the doctors, you know what grommets are? Like, they put in your ears to...
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about, like, amateur surfers.
No, to help with, like, ear infections and whatnot. I don't actually know what they do, but my cousin used to always get them. And, like work for him, I think. But like one doctor told Mum that me and me brother needed grommets, but then a specialist said no, they do more harm than good. And I don't know. You'll eventually. Every kid has. Like, there's a certain percentage of kids that suffer from ear infections, and I don't know what it's got to do with, but eventually you grow out of it. I haven't had an ear infection since I was little, and I've never had anything.
I had one a few years ago, but that was because I had water in my ears.
Yeah, well, when you get blocked ears and fucking... Yeah, I don't know. I don't really... I have enough... I've got so many other fucking disabilities. Not disabilities. Things that go wrong with my fucking body. I probably wouldn't even notice it.
Ailments.
I wouldn't even notice if I had an ear infection. I get all my trouble with me joints and shit. And, like, I used to think it was gout, but now I remember when I was 4, and I don't remember this, but Mum said when I was 4 years old, I had this arthritic condition, and she couldn't, like, no one could touch me. I was in that much fucking pain. Like, no one could touch me. And, like, the arthritic word was, like, 120 letters long or something. I don't know what it was. But, yeah, apparently I had real bad arthritis. And they said when I get older, it'll probably come back. So I'm thinking, fuck. I hope that's not the case. Because when I get... Say I make it to me 50s, I'm convinced I'll die before then. Just because of fucking family history and that. But, like, if I get past 50 into me 60s, I reckon I'm going to be fucked. Because I already suffer from fucked up joints, and like I get blowouts and shit every now and then, but not so much since I've I used to be real bad when I was 160 kilos.
Yeah, that'd fuck you up a little bit.
But like when I lost heaps of weight, I was fine, and then I started putting on weight again, and it started to get worse. But since I've started going to the chiropractor more regularly, I haven't had any joint pain. Which was weird because when I couldn't walk a few months ago, if you remember, because my knee was fucked, and it was because what's the tendon in the front?
Your fucking ACL or whatever.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
I don't know. What the fuck's an ACL?
No, ACL's in the side. It's pretty important. It's a 12-month recovery if you have to get a fucking reconstruction.
Yeah, fuck that.
But like, yeah, something. Oh, it had a tear in it apparently. One of my tendons or ligaments in my knee. But then I went to the chiropractor, and she's like, "Oh no, there's nothing to do with your tendons."
It's all about alignment, man. If your back's fucked out,
she cracked me back and twisted me feet and fucking clicked me feet into place, and then I walked out there and I had no pain. And ever since I've been
just a dislocated foot the whole fucking.
My back's still fucked. I've got a herniated disc.
You slouch like fucking Quasimodo.
Well, I got a herniated disc in the base of my spine. That still fucks me up. But I.
Excuses.
Okay, so shed bar days when we used to fucking have wild times. There was one night we were walking back to the shed bar, and I was wearing jandals because I wear jandals everywhere.
Thongs.
And I kicked me toe.
Because you were wearing thongs.
Yeah. And for the next week, I had fucking mad foot pain. And I was like, shit, I think I got gout or something. So I went to the doctor's, and she was like, you've
dislocated your toe.
your little toe's dislocated. And I'm like, what the fuck? And she cracked it. The pain left straight away. Like, I was walking around for about a week with a dislocated toe.
Yeah, dude. Isn't it crazy, though? Because when you've dislocated something, and then they pop it back in, and you're like, oh fuck! Pain's instantly gone. I remember I did it with my thumb. I was at a waterfall with a bunch of friends, and I don't know. We decided to run along the rocks, and I did a jump, and I slipped in the water, and I dislocated my knee. And as I landed, I dislocated my thumb, and because my knees popped out a bunch of time, I could put that in myself. Like it didn't come all the way out. Obviously, if it come all the way out, I'll go to the hospital. But if it just slips and comes partially out, I'll just whack it a little bit till it goes in. I went to the hospital, and this is a fucking Gold Coast hospital, and I was waiting for like 3.5 hours in the waiting room with a dislocated thumb with my cousin's girlfriend, because she knows I don't like going places by myself. She was like, "I'll take you." I was like, "Thank you so much." But yeah, she was there, and it was taking so long, like 3.5 hours. I'm in pain. And I decided, fuck it. And I just started playing with my thumb, and it was killing me. And I was on the verge of tears, and I heard, went straight back. Everyone in the waiting room looked at me, and I was like, yeah, we can go now.
Was it like Hesh when like
I walked out like a boss and then cried in the car.
it was like when old Hesh used to live here, and fucking I got a phone call from him one night, and he's like, "Hey man, where are you?" And I'm like, I can't remember where I was. I wasn't home. And he goes, "I just got hit by a car." And I go, "What do you mean you got hit by a car?" He's like, "Well, I was walking home and I heard this car come up behind me, and next minute it hit me and it knocked me out of my pants. So I got up and my pants were around my ankles." And then, like, I got home the next day. And this happened on a Friday night, and he was in all sorts. He was sore, his shoulder was fucked, his wrist was fucked. And I'm like, "I got to take you to the hospital." He's like, "Nah, I'll be good. I'm right. Gets to Monday, he goes to work, and he's a plumber, as you know, and he couldn't do anything. So I'm like, "Oh, well, you got to go to the hospital, man. There's something wrong." And he got up there, and I can't remember if his shoulder was dislocated, but his wrist was definitely dislocated. It'd been dislocated for fucking 3 nights.
Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, 3 nights, because he got hit by a car, and they just drove off and left him.
That's what happened when I broke my wrist for the first time. I was like I was a little kid. And my little cunt cousin Dylan, we were playing The Floor is Lava in the lounge room while our mums were outside talking, I don't know, doing whatever mums do.
Nice, Josh. Nice, mate.
We were playing The Floor is Lava. And he fanged me off the fucking couch. And I smashed my hand on the coffee table. And there I am, screaming and crying, fucking. And my mum, she was like, that can't be broken. He didn't hit it that hard. I spent a week sleeping in a bed with my arm resting on a fucking ice bag, a bag of ice from the servo.
Did it sting?
Yeah, dude, I was in pain the whole time, and she was like, "Oh shit!" And then she took me to the hospital, and they're like, "Yeah, it's broken."
Yeah, when you got a fracture.
Like, oh fuck!
When you got a fracture, I don't think you meant to. Well, you are meant to ice to take the swelling down, but it stings like fuck.
Yeah, well, we didn't know. She didn't know it was broken.
Yeah, but if it was stinging, you should have been like, "It's stinging, mum," and that's generally a fucking dead giveaway that you got a broken bone.
I'm not a doctor.
How old?
My mum's not a doctor.
She's close to one.
She's close to none. She's a head doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, who cares? I was young.
Yeah.
Don't break bones. Don't drink milk. Don't drink milk. It's not good for you.
I don't drink milk anyway. I have black coffees. I'm kind of on that. I'm on a diet again as I go through
For
trends.
the third time this week.
No, I've actually been real good. I've stuck to it. I've except for that one day we went up to Frenchie's and I was an hour out of my fasting window, my eating window, but I had a couple of beers. But I stuck within the fasting window after the fucking eating window after that. So, but I've been doing the 18-6 fast. So I fast from 8 o'clock at night until 2 o'clock the following afternoon. Then I eat between 2 and 8, and it's actually the first couple of days when you get back into it, it's fucking hard to not be hungry. But then once you get past day 3, it's like you just what is it now? 2 minutes to 12, and I'm not even slightly hungry because I have black coffees. Obviously, you're allowed to have black coffees and water.
I had full English this morning
and stuff. I can't eat breakfast. Makes me feel sick.
I did this morning. It was great.
I've never been a breakfast person. If I go to
human person,
if I go to someone's like when I go to Webby's, when I go to Webby's, he generally, and if I stay the night, he generally gets up and cooks you a big fucking feed of bacon and eggs, and it is amazing. He's a good cook, Webby. But fucking when and it looks good, and I enjoy it at the time. But fucking an hour after you've had it, I just feel shit for the rest of the day.
I've just been thinking, Troy.
Yes.
I don't think this whole podcast we've finished a thought.
No,
I think it's just halfway through talking about one subject, fuck off onto a different one.
Yeah, but that's just our general conversations.
It is.
We fucking float off. I don't know. It's like I believe I've got ADHD, undiagnosed, but fucking I can't. I was gonna do full disclosure. I was gonna do the second episode, just me talking shit on my own last night. Jesus, Josh.
That's the egg.
I was just doing a chat on my own, but then I thought, no, that's not the point of this chat. The point of the podcast is it's called Lounge Chat, so it's about chatting with other people. But I was talking about, like, undiagnosed ADHD. Like, I can't, and it come down to, so here's the thing. Here's what I wanted to talk about in my second episode, actually. You know how I'm a twin, and
Lucky.
you know the stereotype with twins is that they
Have the same size penis.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
but
no.
they think the same. They act the same. They talk the same. They sound well.
Can you hear each other's thoughts?
No.
Oh, that's fucking
But
gay.
I mean, like, if people listen to the first potty, they think that I was talking to myself because we do sound the same. But me and Josh are very different in the way that.
See, I don't think you sound the same, but because I talk to you both a lot.
Yeah, but we're very different in the fact that Josh has meant to have had fucking 7 days off work because he works.
I was about to say, isn't he getting his off time right now?
Yeah, so he hasn't had a day off. And it comes down to the fact, this is where we're different. I'm a lazy cunt. I hate working. And if I can get out of work, I'll do anything I can to get out of work.
I'll even make up reasons not to go to work.
Yeah. But
I
Josh,
wonder how many times my fucking dog's died.
he's got work ethic and also the cleanliness thing. Like,
Yeah, he's a bit of an OCD.
if he come in here and seen this lounge room, will he
just
see?
take a shit on the floor one day and just leave it there? Blame
But
it
I
on the
mean,
dog.
like, I'll make a sandwich and I'll leave crumbs on the bench, and he'll come in and be like,
filth, Troy.
why is there crumbs on the bench? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, fuck, I'll clean it up afterwards. Let me enjoy my sandwich.
I remember on the group chat he was calling you out for being a filthy grub. And he sent a picture of the basin in the bathroom and there's just a tiny speck of toothpaste on the faucet.
Yeah. Like, it
He's like,
verges,
you're a fucking grub.
it verges on OCD.
It verges
And,
on the ridiculous.
Like, I'll be out here recording music and playing music with all me set up, and I'll leave and I'll have all the intention in the world to come back and use it again. I'll get back and it's fucking packed away in the room. And I'm like, why do you keep doing that? Because I'm just going to keep bringing it back out. Like, it's not
Josh, answer us tonight when you get home. What the fuck?
it's not making the house messy. It's a bit untidy, but you're our only visitor. You're the only person we have here, apart from Frenchie, and he doesn't come inside. So I don't, and Frenchie loves this shit.
You're yelling into the microphone.
Frenchie loves this shit. So, like, people aren't going to give a fuck if you got, but anyway, so back to the ADHD thing.
I went around to your other house when you moved out. I'm one of those friends that don't care if it's messy. I'll point it out.
Yeah.
I'll point out that you're a fucking grub. I won't do anything
Oh,
about it.
no one wants to see my room. And it's not even that my room's messy. It's just that I don't know what a cupboard or a wardrobe is. I just throw clothes on the floor. Well, I've got 2 baskets in there. One's clean, one's dirty. And I'm not putting clothes away because
You mix them up sometimes.
I'm lazy sometimes. And then I just wash clean shit or
You're
wear
wondering
dirty
why,
shit.
You're wondering why you stink. You're like, I just washed this. Oh, wait, wrong one.
Fucking, well, yeah. But fucking talking about stink.
Hey, listen to this for a sec. It's my beard.
Yeah. So I can, back to the ADHD thing and work, the work ethic thing. Josh will do anything. Like, he'll pick up shit and commit himself to it and fucking, like, do whatever it takes to pick up that bit of shit just to make a bit of money. And I have to be engaged by something. I lose interest that fucking quick.
Is the shit glittery? It needs to capture my attention.
The longest job I've kept was youth work, and that was for 3 years. Jobs before then, 1 year and 9 months, and then the others were like 5-month jobs because I fucking get bored.
I don't think I've ever had a job over a year.
it's just,
Maybe a year and a bit. When I was 18, when I was doing sign writing, I think I was there for a year.
Josh
and a
is in for the long haul. I think his last job he did for 8 fucking years.
bit. Yeah, well, he's a. Some people find it easier to do that. I get very bored. I get very bored doing the same shit over and over again.
Maybe he just likes routine.
Yeah, see, I like routine, but at the same time,
I don't have routine.
my routine is wake up, go to the couch.
My routine is wake up, procrastinate in bed, about get up, have a shower, have a coffee, go down, buy smokes, come back, have a smoke, have another coffee, sit around, procrastinate, play the guitar, watch fucking Netflix, have a nap. Fucking
And same again tomorrow.
Well, I mean, when I used to work, obviously I had the routine of. Well, actually, I didn't have a routine when I was working either because I was doing shift work. So one day you'd start at 2:30, finish at 10:30, or you'd do a 24-hour shift and work from 2:30 to 2:30. Or other days you'd wake up and you'd have to start at 6:30 in the morning. And
Yeah, I hate that.
so it really, like when I was working at Samios, I had a routine because I had a standard start finish time. So I knew like that part of my day was filled up with work, and then I had the routine in the morning of getting out of bed 5 minutes before I had to go to work, and then afternoon I'd come home and basically do what I do all day here, except just in a shorter time frame. But I don't know, like this is why I struggle in relationship setups, which is why I haven't had a relationship last more than 5 months.
No, it's just because you go.
No
comment.
And which is another thing where me and Josh differ as twins. I get bored in relationships. I'm more about the honeymoon period, the fun times, and the like the excitement. And then when it comes to the point of moving in with a partner, and then the routine and structure comes into it, and the expectations are fucking just piled up on you. Yeah. That's when I fucking fold. Where Josh loves that shit. He loves that family environment and the working together as a team thing. And like I'd assume him and his fucking exes used to fight like cats and dogs. But see, I wouldn't fight. I was with people who were passive aggressive, who would still manage to make you feel like a piece of shit. But
So I just sent the photo. I just took a selfie of us doing this podcast,
Nice.
and I sent it to the group chat. And Josh said that you didn't allow him to sit in the lounge chair. What's that all about, Troy? You made him sit on a shitty fucking table chair?
Well, here's the thing, Josh. I sat you up on that same fucking chair, right?
Yeah, but I
You used your initiative and
the
moved
rules.
yourself. If Josh wanted to sit in the lounge chair, he fucking could have. I didn't say he couldn't. That's where I put the chair.
Look,
because it was a mic stand.
as soon as I sat down in that chair, I knew that my butt was not gonna last.
Because the only reason that's there is because like here I am again. I'm lazy. I've got a microphone on a stand. That was a stand there holding the microphone. You just picked the microphone straight up and you're hanging on to it.
Yeah, I'm just holding on to it now. That's why sometimes.
So, yeah, I just prefer.
Gives me good effects, so I can say shit like this, and it was really confusing to your head.
It fucking made me dizzy. We. What are we doing? 68 minutes. Beautiful. So,
We got to finish it on 69.
nah.
Yeah, we got to finish it on 69. Nice.
All right. So we're going to cut it off, are we?
How many seconds until 69?
Well, this is up to 68:45. So 15.
Should we do a countdown?
Yeah, I should just. No, it's on. No, we can't. It's on 69 now.
Nice.
Did we have anything else to talk about?
Not really.
Not really. All right, we might wrap that up then. So it makes.
Got a sore foot.
Oh, you got a sore foot.
No, it's just sore.
Nice. We're gonna have a fire tonight, so we're gonna try and find some
find some
firewood.
wood.
We're gonna barbecue some chicken wings. We're gonna get some marshmallows. Let's get some beers.
We're men.
I don't give a fuck. And then, yeah.
Men are allowed to have marshmallows, Troy.
I'll have marshmallows. I don't give a fuck. I love that shit. As long as it's in my eating window. Nah, it's a cheat day today. It's Saturday.
In your eating window.
Yeah, anyway, I think we might cut that off.
Hang on, we got to do the. Hang on,
He's got to do the
got to
thing.
do the theme song.
This has been
to end it.
This has been episode 2 of the Lounge Chats podcast, and today I've been joined by my very good friend Juice Cameron. And thanks for coming, mate, and having a chat. And that is terrible. That is not
Lounge Chats.
all right. Thanks for tuning in to all the people that tune in, and we'll see you next time. And I don't know who my next guest is going to be, but I'll sort
Maybe me again.
probably either Juice or Josh, or maybe I could get Frenchie in, but
You need to get like more microphones so we can have like a 4-way chat.
well, you should just bring your
I'll just bring over my thing
box, and we could get
and
like
sort something out.
I'll probably get Frenchie.
Hey, you know how Hamish and Andy used to do Pants Off Friday?
Yes.
We could do it on Sundays. And we call it In Your Grundy Sunday.
In your Grundy Sunday. I don't get around in me fucking.
No, I don't wear underpants.
I'm not a.
I'm a very...
I don't look real good in jocks. Just jocks.
Yeah, we're just going to wear a shirt. You're not going to be...
Well,
Turn it off.
I don't have a shirt that long. Thanks for listening, guys. This has been the Lounge Chat podcast, and I've been Troy. And
Stay groovy, you cheeky monkeys.
yeah, we'll see you next time. We won't see you next time, but we'll yeah, you know what I mean. Have a good time doing whatever you.
Turn it off.
I never know how to end these things.
I'll end it for you. I'll end it for you. What's it called again?
The Lounge Chats podcast.
And that has been the Lounge Chats podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next time, and we will be talking to...
We'll have someone new. All
We'll
right.
have someone new.
Stay groovy, groovers.